Okay, it's the Dynatrons back together again. As a lot of you spotted, yes, it is a 9-volt battery that works these radios. And I've actually managed to get a PP9 to fit in there quite nicely. I'll take the cover off and I'll show you. Now the original battery is obsolete, so if you change the connector you can actually get a PP9 to fit in there quite snugly, as you can see, so that fits in well. So that's not a problem there. The bit I was confused was it was saying it was a long wave, medium wave radio, and as you remember I was messing around with the tuning gang and thinking, why is it sort of sounded like it was shorting out at the end of its run. Well, that was actually the switch turning over. A couple of you spotted that. I suppose if I'd actually managed to print out the manual, I would have seen that for myself. So let's have a listen to what it's like. I'm not in the workshop tonight, so I'm just giving it a demonstration in the house so you can get away from some of the radio interference. We've got a coarse tuning on the outside.
There's a number of ways you can convince yourself to play two holding midfielders. I think the manager's done it. Separating. The report says these so-called distress relationships can have a more damaging effect on children than if a couple were to divorce.
We're going to be speaking. We want to hear from you on this. Have you stuck at an unhappy relationship? Should couples stay together?
So it seems fairly sensitive and works well. Now to get it onto long wave, all you do is you turn it to the end of the scale, and if you this is the pointer mark at the top here. You can see this in the video. And it activates the switch.
This is a very
Radio 4.
decision.
Now Radio 4's, I've tuned that in. There's a trimmer capacitor on the top of the set. Basically, when it comes to the end of the scale, it disconnects the main tuning capacitor, and the tuning capacitor is totally unmeshed at this point, and it probably alters a couple of inductors and things like that. And then there's a trimmer capacitor there, and then you adjust that for the light program, which used to be 1500 meters, which is 200 kilohertz. Well, it's actually Radio 4's on 198 kilohertz. It's still around 1500 meters, but you just adjust that capacitor there for the maximum sensitivity, and it's working fine. This is pretty interference from my monitor. Just turn my TV monitor off. No, it's not. Something's interfering with it. Could be a switch mode power supply in the room somewhere, but as you can hear, it's working really nicely. So once it's back in its case, what I did find, and then I think I know Radio Cruncher said that he had one that had a dodgy volume pot. Well, this volume pot was really stiff and hard to turn, and I tried various lubricants in it, including service oil contact cleaner, and then I tried WD-40, but nothing I sprayed in it made it any better. So I gave up really, and I thought, well, I'll just live with it. But actually, as the contact cleaner's evaporated, it's become easy to turn. It's working fine now. So that's it in its little leather case. And so that's the Dynatron TP14, and that's the Tourist. You see, it's all cleaned up quite nicely. I've got the brass finial polished up. Nice condition radio. And there are quite a few on eBay, and there's still quite a few for second hand. You're lucky if you'll get the earphone with it. But thanks for watching, and more to come.